And we're
actually,
live.
I think
Fennec
have.
was, I think, doing it whilst you were investigating something, and it
No,
was a
I
whole
think
thing.
I have short rest because I've used my arcane recovery. I just don't think I rolled hit dice.
Right.
If
I
that
think
is
because
okay.
it was too early for us to go to bed. It was only like 6 hours since our
Yeah,
last thing. So,
I won't roll hit dice.
yeah, our vibe was like have a nap and
Right.
get
Yeah.
Ori back and then muddle our way through till evening.
Well, speaking of stuff, what happened last time? I also kind of don't remember anything.
We just had a massive fight.
Yeah, yes.
There was an
Fennec-
animated stove.
Yep. Big hit.
Yes. From our previous dealings, recurring villain. No, Fennec went into the big, glowing, scary thing, and had some trials. There was a large wall of force that held back many an enemy.
Take ownership for that, Barnaby. A large wall of force appeared. I expertly conjured a large wall of force.
Hey, look,
That
it went
saved
well.
our asses.
We defeated lots of enemies. Fennec may have been gone for 30 years, or may have not, but has seen stuff and is now, changed in some way. But
I'm cool now.
Fennec, where did you get that clip-on earring from?
Why would you do that? No one had to know.
It's alright, no one can see it. You've got headphones on. It's fine.
Yes, true. Okay.
Then we defeated all the Oh, that's right. Then after you popped out, 3 turns later, the AI founder, whatever you want to call it, popped out. No damage could do anything to it, which was fun. Managed to kill it, and then when we killed it, all of these small beads, kind of orby things, fell visible all around the air around us. And then, yeah. Oh, everyone's just appeared on my screen.
Yeah,
You
you were gone for a moment.
But you're back? Oh no, you're frozen again.
Oh no.
No, a wink blot.
Oh,
Oh, there you are.
Oh, am I back?
flickering
Hello.
between dimensions. Hello.
As I do.
Where were you up to? There was something about balls falling around, right?
Yeah. Which platinum jeweled balls are the words that I wrote down last time. So let's assume that's accurate. Yeah. And so now we're kind of taking a rest before we really work out what is going on with Beb.
Were we done with the fight though?
Right? I think. Oh, I don't know.
There was an anti-Fennec who came out because the facilitator was like, I'm going to create a strong force, equal, opposite force, etc. That expression against you, Fennec, because I'm most threatened by you.
Typical
champion
kind of
the ages.
Newtonian physics type thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was hard to fight them because they had loads of immunities and resistances. But then they were banished out of existence, and then we killed a giant hand, and then we killed them. And we're just surrounded by the corpses of our foes, as usual. And now to skip back to where Ella said we were.
Yeah, we investigated what was... So our good old friend Beb, who kind of is the reason that we're here in the morning in the first place, to come and find him. He seems to be trapped in some intense frozen eye contact with a dragon that is through a portal. And we are really not sure what to do about that. And so we decided to try and sleep on it and have a little break, because we deserve it.
We do.
Yeah, and
It was a big fight.
Yeah, it was a big fight, and because you had rested kind of This is mechanical reasons you can't long rest more than once a day. You decided to take some downtime, basically, in this room, secured it, and started to do various spells, find familiar being one among them, deciding what spells would be useful for the coming hours, for the, everything.
Yeah, because there's so many questions about what to do. Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, Inkblot did ask if this swirly orb of ness, the creation chamber, like the creation, caused the morning, which it didn't.
No, it did.
I put a cross next to it.
I wrote this place caused the morning with an exclamation mark.
So maybe, I don't know why I put a cross there. Yes, this place caused the morning. I said, that makes sense for the following questions. Are Beba and the dragon the same thing? And they were like, maybe. Will the dragon be able to come through? Maybe. Will we be able to, like, destroying this will destroy the morning? And then it was like, never, never, never. Like, the morning will never be gone.
Yeah, that was the answers given to you by this entity that might know stuff, might not know stuff. Definitely does have limits. But yeah, what is everybody doing during this kind of downtime as you wait and rest for hours and hours and hours, and kind of incorporate the long rest into it as well?
Ink will ritually cast detect magic and kind of just wander around the room. I can't remember if we did this or not, and just see if there's anything that we've missed on the walls, like behind the portal, anything which is radiating magic which we've not seen.
Yeah, I would say beyond the potion of healing that you picked up, beyond the spell book that you picked up from one of the dead on the ground there, and beyond the magic of the portal and the magic in the middle of the room, you don't spot any other type.
And the spell book that was on one of the adventurers, the dead adventurers. Yeah. Okay.
Who was the kind of... There are bodies strewn about this place as you look around. Some of them seem very... well, one of them is literally a skeleton that, again, has been almost stripped completely clean of flesh and blood and everything. Just a kind of a polished white skeleton on the floor. Seems elven on first glance. But the other corpses are kind of seemingly as if they've died very recently. But of course, the morning... puts a static on all the corpses anyway.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anything hidden that I can detect. What are we going to do about Bebet? Its portal.
I think what do we want to do? Because obviously the first step is save Bebet, but I think the following question is, where are we aiming for then? Because I think that has some bearing on some of the plans.
I mean, do we think that the portal was created by Ivan, right?
Possibly, given the prophecy that you have. If we are within this glowing chasm within the Moonland, perhaps...
Are we in the glowing chasm?
We were heading in that direction, and then we stumbled upon this. So if the chasm is sort of two sort of like mountain ridges, then a chasm in between, or if it's flat plain and dip down, I don't know.
It's just, I suppose it's just not glowing.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure, didn't we ask the scholars whether Beb was in the glowing chasm?
Yeah, we did.
And they said he was.
Oh, he was.
I think so.
I cannot.
Yeah, no, they did.
I'm scouring my brain, but I can't find.
I'm saying they did.
But,
They did. Okay.
They said that.
so
See,
I
I don't
don't
need
imagine
notes.
it's moved.
So, this is one of his portals. I could potentially try and close it, but I would need some serious study. But also, haven't the previous portals had awful creatures coming out of it? Does perhaps the key wand change the portal? Because remember those creatures that came out, which you...
Yeah, awful.
Yeah.
I don't know, and obviously blue dragons are the dragons of prophecies as well. So it just feels like, is this dragon an enemy of Ivan in some way too? Is there some kind of faction thing going on here? Because it's not like this is a monster who's been enlisted by Ivan. They're also trapped in their own way. Or maybe that was of self-defense by Beb. There's just so many stories here that I can sense, but I can't quite unpick. It just doesn't feel like I know the best way to proceed.
Didn't you say that Bebet, he he's woke up above the moorland and had forgotten all his memories? Sure.
Yeah.
What if I don't know why, but this portal has a mirror, and what if he is one of the dragons, and him turning into this humanoid form caused him to forget everything?
Okay, I'm gonna build on your theory, because there was someone called Bebet who was a merchant who had a very different personality. They were like a Republican of the Eberron world, as far as I've heard described. And Bebet's wife left him when his personality changed, and a lot of people seemed confused. And like he described to us, you know, he was going back over through his investments and what his previous interests were, and kind of he was like, I guess I'm this person. So what if their mind was swapped with a dragon or something of that nature? Because he's definitely existed for a time. So maybe there's been a replacement or a substitution in some way. This is conspiracy theorists right here.
But with that large hole that is in the ceiling in the previous room, that came from almost like it bored down from the sky, it's like he knew where to go. He knew what he was looking for. He knew that this is where he wanted to be. You don't create a hole that big and that deep just on a whim.
Do you think he created the hole?
I don't know. I just assumed so.
I think this is a good place to start investigating.
Shall we? We could go out and have a look out, see if we could figure out if it's fresh or not.
Yes, let's investigate for clues, because if there's something that has a huge hole in it, that implies that there's something that can make a huge hole nearby.
There is magic that can do such things.
Whoa, tell me about it.
Well, there's a spell book. If there could be a spell in here, it could give us a clue.
Okay.
I'll
Plan
lead
of
through the
action.
spell book.
Okay.
Okay.
Lead through the spell book.
1 second.
Ari's sitting on my head, like not quite getting balance, flapping her wings, kind of falling to one side, flapping a bit more, just like, good to have you back. It's like a scalp massage. Bit of blood falls down near my nose.
I don't see this.
Mates.
Takes me a little bit longer to go through the spell book, so I keep looking up, going, what do you? Okay.
So many NPCs. 1 second.
Such a rich world I've created.
And yet I haven't organized it. God, where was it? I just did this the other day.
I thought so. We need to talk about you and where have you been? What happened?
Yeah, sure, we can talk about it sometime.
Well, if Bebet was coming here to this chamber, is what happened in there?
So I suppose a starting place or the takeaway is that I you know how I was always quite good at casting magic here anyway. I seem to have a resonance with the Mournland. The thing is, now I feel like I'm even better equipped to cast magic here. I feel like it doesn't have as much of an influence on me. I feel like I'm of the Mournland, so more of my spells will work, even outside of consecrated ground. So there's that. I'm not entirely successful. There still might be mouths in my future, everyone's futures, but yeah, it's almost like it adapts you to the Mournland, the labyrinth.
Wow. How does it? I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not when you said that you'd been away for 30 years. Was that?
Deanne?
That's something that you put upon it. No, there's no sense of that you have aged rapidly or that you've been away as such. Like, I mean, what you make of those things that you saw is what you make of them. There is no clear answer.
It wasn't 30 years, it was a lifetime of moments that felt like everything and the blink of an eye. It was a test of some kind, and I have no idea how it was determined. But yeah, so I don't know if there was a possibility of it going wrong, but in terms of powers against Ivan, I don't know. Being able to cast magic slightly better in the Mournland, if that's a power.
Well, if we plan to face Ivan here,
I wonder if this is how some of his hench people have gotten this ability to be able to cast without issue.
maybe. Could it possibly why they were guarding this place or looking at this place? Sort of Block just sort of like turns and looks at the portal.
You see anything?
Not right now. Huh. I just... Is it worth the risk of... I feel so helpless here at times, and I felt an immense helplessness just before I met you. And then suddenly I felt free and that I could be my own person, but slowly over time I have felt kind of the shackles coming around me again. And in the Mournland, it is intensified even more, and I feel like everything that I've spent my lifetime doing, the years that I was at the university, all of a sudden here, sometimes seems like by a roll of the dice is worthless all of a sudden. And is it worth going in as well?
You know, that's a hard question. I went in under high pressure and, with the promise of high stakes answers. As we sit here comfortably, the thought of you going in, there's no clear answer to me, because it was a trial, and I don't know if I would do it again if I knew what was ahead of me.
We know what is ahead of us eventually.
I mean, in the trial.
Or beyond that, and possibly for the sake of everyone. Ivan needs to be stopped. And if what's in there, if his ability to meld with the mists, and if Ivan plans to take his stand here. And who's to say Ivan hasn't done the trial also? If his minions are outside, they know about it.
It is harrowing.
Could you tell us what you said? Moments, a lifetime of moments.
I was shown. Fennec looks really uncomfortable. He's looking down. He's kind of fidgeting. Curled body language. Moments of loss. Moments where I didn't do enough. Death. Your death, Stan. It was a test. I was being tested. I don't know in what way or for what reason. But clearly this place knows everything about me. I'm not sure why, in pursuit of this power, why this is the key. And if Ivan's done it, I'm dead curious to know what exactly he saw. Because I don't know if he could feel. It would surprise me if he could feel the things that I was feeling in there. Remorse, sadness, pain. So I don't know about cost. I don't know what the alternatives are, because I couldn't even think about them in the moment when I got in. But there is something in me which balks a little bit at the idea of you having to go through that.
Thanks for telling us.
Little nod. Or he's destabilized and slips off my head into my lap. Or he's my pseudo dragon. FYI.
Okay. I feel like there's a bit of time. So right now, we probably should look after Bebet first. This spell book, is there...
Yeah, so first level, it has in it alarm, expeditious retreat, shield. You know what? I'll text you this.
Yeah.
No, I want to know the list of spells.
Well, you're gonna have to ask Inkblot.
Oh, okay.
I'll put it in the chat.
Could you text it to me as well, just so
Yeah.
it's I can have record of it? Because I can learn these spells if I've got all the right materials.
Yeah, so it has basically it's kind of using what you know about the university. It seems like this was a talented student. Probably has finished or had finished the one of the main universities in Corvair. But it seems almost that her spells are all kind of meant to protect rather than to be aggressive.
This, whoever this caster was, they were not able to make that hole out there. So it may have been already there. Perhaps Ivan made it, and he was here first.
Didn't surprise me at all.
Well, there is Bebet. We had said that we were thinking of pulling Bebet away. I'm preparing a resurrection spell, as soon as we pull him away. With the rate that he's been suffering, if he's been here for a month, he would have surely starved, and if it's not for this stasis, be no more. So being ready with some sort of spell.
I wonder if I make sure I'm the one pulling him away. In the second after we break the eye contact, I could try and see if any holy healing magic will do anything. I suspect it won't, but I don't really understand magic or this magic at all. And then again, we can take him down to this consecrated grounds, or I could consecrate some more ground right next to it if I have time, and then if the holy magic doesn't work, then I can try the revivify. But again, depending on how this effect on Beb works, it's kind of like, it's like restarting for someone who's just died. Like the life hasn't fully left them, and it's just this kind of magical jolt to bring them back. And if his body looks like it's been dead for a week, say, then that probably won't work, even if obviously in our time it's only been a few seconds. I don't know if that makes sense, but
could we?
It does.
Yes.
Will my fingernails help this situation?
I mean, I feel like if healing, any kind of healing that we would use when we're fighting, or if someone was just unconscious, if that works, then I'm sure your fingernails would work. It's something we can. I'll drag him away. You put a fingernail in his mouth. We'll throw everything at the wall.
Do you know what? Sorry, Inkbot. I know you. I keep cutting across you. When you food is not usually actually the issue. I mean, it is an issue, but I'm wondering about like water. If we could kind of give him some water, because you can survive in the wild. I'm a bit of a survival expert, and you can survive in the wild for a long time as long as you have a fresh, clean source of water.
I don't know. Can we make him? I don't know if we can make him swallow anything. Or...
I mean, I
just drown him.
I have shape water. You know what I mean? I can direct
Also,
it.
I know we all know this, but we need to make sure if we does come to a point where we have to resurrect them, we need to make sure we're in holy ground, because healing magic doesn't work here. And I don't know if the Revivify is the same thing, but
I don't know either.
we have to make sure that it's on the holy ground. So we could, if we did this, if you gave me time to study the portal, I could try and close it, but would need some time to rest and recoup some of my energy, prepare the spell. I could try and close the portal. If you can make some more holy water, perhaps consecrate the ground around him as soon as the portal, or if the portal is closed. If I can't close the portal, we pull him away to the consecrated ground behind us, and then cast Revivify there. And if a dragon comes through, I grab you, and Fennec, you grab Bebet, or vice versa, and we dimension door as far away as possible to a predetermined location.
When I cast Dimension Door, I have to see where I'm going.
I don't think I do. Hold on. Dimension door. To any spot with it. If you can visualize it or describe think about the distance, like 200 feet straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to, like you've showed me, how to visualize within the moorland. You just have to visualize a spot as long as it's within roughly about 500 feet. It should be okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I guess. And I mean, we're not going to go back to Shan, are we? It's not like we're going to portal out.
That is an option. But the only place I know how to get to is the university, and I don't know how pleased they would be there to see me. Would have to be able to get out of there quite quickly. Perhaps make sure we travel when it's nighttime, so it's easy to sneak out.
I have no sense at all of what time of day it is. I feel like we've been inside this rabbit hole of terror for
Too
forever.
long. All I know is that we've just had a nap.
I feel really safe here, actually. I feel like we've conquered all the beasties in here, and it's ours, you know? It's ours to figure out.
Inkblot looks at the giant blue dragon and the crazy golden labyrinth portal and goes, of course. Yeah. I don't have quite the same feeling, but maybe that's because you've been in there.
Barnaby, do you know what? Your vibe today with the red jumper and the blue background, you're absolutely killing it. It's great.
Okay. Go away.
Sidebar. Anyway.
I'm not Barnaby. I'm Inkblot right now. Love you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hot and bothered. I'm gonna have to take off my orange jumper now.
No! It's always the way. Okay, sorry. Yeah. It's intimidating, this space. I get that. I just don't know what happened to Greg. You know, we were supposed to free him, and I feel like we could get some answers from him as well, but he's nowhere to be seen.
Do you think I had gotten the feeling that Greg was part of this place, part of the facilitator, was created within this and like picks up the orbs and was some sort of manifestation of all of that. But obviously, I don't know. You had more contact with them, but I
Yeah.
just assumed.
But I don't know either, but he did ask us to kill the facilitator. He wanted to be free, and he needed us to do it under the radar so she wouldn't know about it. So I have a sense they are, one in some ways, a divided one, but I just don't understand. I thought we'd be able to talk to him. I don't understand what he wanted from us.
Have you tried reaching out to him? Perhaps manifesting the mist and using it to bring him back?
Manifesting the mist.
I don't know. You said you had a more of an infinity with the mist, and this place was always sort of moving the mist around. Maybe even using the mist in some way. And if the Mournland was created by this place, and the Mournland is shrouded in this mist.
I'll try and manifest the mist.
All right. So what are you doing exactly?
In my head, I look with my eyes, which are in my head, into the mist, and I start to visualize the mist coming together, becoming more concentrated, forming bit by bit into the torso of a human. An arm comes down, another arm. It grows more and more heavy, and I sculpt the face as much as I can to look like Greg. And then I call out when I've got a clear picture of that. And I kind of I'm holding it, and I cast out my telepathic mind into that mist model of Greg, and I say, Greg, please come back.
So as you focus, there is a moment where you see Inkblot stop you. For a moment, you see Raya walking away. For a moment, you see the dragon emerging from the portal. And you see kind of these paths of different moments in time. And you see Craig forming for a moment. And you almost... And that's the one you want. You focus on that. And there's a moment that it feels like you're so close to making that happen. But at the last second, something breaks in you. And the focus unravels and you're just standing there.
I kind of come out of it suddenly, and I start shaking my head, and I'm like, shit, god damn it. So close.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Yes, I mean, maybe. This place, it tricks you. You feel so close to something else, and then it just pushes you back. Ugh, Greg, what did you... Anyway.
Sorry.
If he's gone, he's gone. What can we do? I'm so tired of questions.
We're at a very tricky impasse in the road with what to do with Bebet and how to help them. Because whatever we do could be the opposite of what we need to do, and there is so much we don't know and we don't understand, and the longer we wait here, the more Ivan is doing whatever he is doing. And although we are saving Bebet, and Bebet may have answers and might know more about this place, and I mean, he might be a dragon for all we know, and but it could.
Yeah. It would be really funny if Bebet's old entrepreneurial Republican mind had swapped into the dragon. He's like trying to set up a small business as a dragon. I'll make my millions again.
You never know.
I think I want to try and close the portal.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. What about you, Raya? What do you think?
I don't understand magic, and I don't understand prophecies, and I don't understand Ivan, and I don't understand what's happening with Beb, and I don't understand the morning. I don't understand really what, either of you two are going through or what I'm going through. I don't understand anything. But, other than that, there's a tiny part of me. I don't understand dragons also. But, I don't know. Could we ask the dragon if they're nice, to, make us another prophecy that's these 3 people will defeat Ivan if, they eat a nice breakfast, and then we do, and then it happens. Not that, obviously, but...
That's a
I don't
really
know.
solid idea.
Sometimes a good breakfast can just see you through, a good bowl of oats with sort of a heavy cream through it. It just gives you the energy. A banana.
Save the
I have
world.
studied for hours just
Right?
eating
Yeah.
that.
That sounds lovely. I could really eat that right now.
Oh God. Actually, I could make us a feast. I could make us that for breakfast.
On cue, my stomach rumbles.
Wouldn't it be nice? Have you tried to speak to the dragon, Fennec?
Mentally?
Yes.
I don't remember if I did. I'll try again if I haven't. So I'm gonna... I'll be like, you coming with me?
Follow you.
Off we go. Yeah, to the dragon.
Yeah, you woke up.
I could never walked before. Look at the dragon and reach with my mind out there. Hey mate! You seem to be in a bit of a pickle. We're really looking to get our friend out, and incidentally, that might get you out too. We're not exactly sure what's going on and how entangled you are here. But it doesn't look good, really. So, if you have a way of communicating with me, please do. End of message.
Make an insight check for me.
Aw. Can Stan help me?
In this moment, if Stan can also be a part of the telepathic message, then yes. Otherwise, no.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Oh boy.
With a 9, there is no response. There's a sense of connection with the dragon, as if it's not like being blocked like you felt before. There's a sense of the words are like you're speaking them into the phone, but there's no reply. There is nothing. It's like it's nothing.
So I'm not getting anything back, but I do feel like maybe I was heard.
Okay.
Which makes me think this dragon could be our friend.
Okay. I pull out the spell book. DM. Can I use blank pages in the spell book to copy the spells? If that makes it. Like, can I use them as paper? Like, to use... I need, expensive paper. Is this of the same material? Could I do it?
Well, I would say let's roll. I'm gonna give you odds on this. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll a D100.
Oh no, not another D100.
If
I don't
it's-
want hands on my head. Hands on my face. Face on my head. No, never mind. I'm gonna roll the D100.
Either, really.
100.
Oh.
As you go through the
Well
spell
done.
book, unfortunately, they are all filled.
Oh
If
no.
it were below 60 or 60, I would have given you some.
100. Like that's a natural 20.
No.
If I could get paper, there's a spell in here, but detect thoughts. I don't know. But without inks, without paper, I just gonna go into my. Yes, I don't have anything to copy the spell to transcribe it. Okay. Fennec, pass me the wand.
There you go.
I'm going. I don't know. This might help. I don't know. I think it does damage to things, but who knows? And I'm going to ritually cast Identify on the wand.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, sure. Let me quickly bring that up. Yeah, so
this spell
the
is for liberating dragons.
so the wand is a wand of fireballs.
Ah,
I'll drag it into your inventory, and then you can.
oh, just put it straight into Phoenix because I'm going to pass
Okay.
that to Phoenix.
Gotcha.
Oh, I couldn't. I have Eldritch Blast, so. No, I'll take. Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you so much. Thanks for figuring out what it was.
Yes.
I'm gonna swish it through the air, and I guess
Careful,
stars
careful.
come out of it.
Careful.
I'm not casting it. I'm just, giving it a little oomph, see what it's
you
made
need
of.
some time to go. Okay.
Oh, do you need to attune
I'm just going
to
to
it?
stand over here if you're going to wave it around.
Okay, I can
Just
put
in
range
case.
spells in it, so you might want to keep going.
Yeah, yes, I'm going to go. Right.
Right.
I don't know what to do. So I'm going to go to my book and I'm going to try and study this portal and find a way to close it.
Okay.
If you
I
need
think...
me, I will be sat here.
Oh, fireball, not firebolt. This is a very
Yeah.
good wand.
Do you
That-
now understand why I moved so far away?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
It's
Thanks
a
for the wand, this is
lightsaber, not a
awesome.
light dagger.
Yes. When you were like 1 to 5 on, I was like, really phoned that one in, Mark Mateus. Hey. I just a little joke. Okay, but I think that we should actually be detectives for once and do some investigating.
Mhm.
Stan, Raya, Ori, let's look for clues.
To what specifically? I'm
To
on
what's
board.
going on
I'm
here.
just... Okay.
Like, what direction did Beb come in from? What else is in the room? Are there any other tracks? I'm good at tracks. Like, what punched through the ceiling? How does the labyrinth work? I'm sure that one we won't solve overnight, but we just got to give it a go. We have skills, you and I. We have skills. And we need to use those skills to find out information so that we can make informed decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that.
Okay. I'm fully behind you.
No, you have to be in front.
Okay.
I will assist you. Let's go.
I don't think this. Okay.
All right.
The floor.
So how much time are you putting into this, first off?
6 hours.
You're going to look around for 6 hours?
I would
Yeah.
like to. I'm not. Because I would like to make
We're a
some holy
team.
water. I need to spend a few hours praying over some water.
Okay,
Thanks.
well, while you're
So-
doing that, I'll keep looking at the floor because that's what teamwork is.
So how
Imagine
many
if
hours?
all the clues were on the ceiling.
I'll look for clues for 3 hours.
Okay, good to
Okay.
In
know.
one room.
All right.
It's gonna go slow 3 hours.
You're not punishing me, you're punishing us. You know?
What? I'm doing it, Fennec. I'm looking at the floor. I don't.
And I'm helping you!
I know.
Pointing. Is that
I haven't
something?
even rolled yet. I just assume it goes badly.
All right. Where are you looking? What's the room that you're in for 3 hours looking around for clues?
This ominous labyrinth chamber, I guess.
Okay.
Makes sense, right?
Go ahead and make an investigation check. Either one of you with advantage or the both of you straight.
It's definitely gonna be Raya with advantage, but also, did you want to say something?
So I have +0 for this. So are you sure it's definitely me with advantage? Because did you think I was ink? Is that what confusion that was going on?
Does Raya have the? She has the magnifying glass the other way around. It's the,
Well,
Everything's so
negative
tiny.
1, so it is you. So
Okay. Yeah. I'll roll with advantage.
all right.
Oops.
For 3 hours.
3 hours.
All right. With a 14.
It's all right.
Yeah, and because you spend quite a lot of time going over this, so you get a sense that number one, the corpses on the floor, there's a mix of people that maybe worked here at one moment in time, and there are 4 or 5, yeah, let's say 4 corpses that are basically seemingly very fresh and are more contemporary and probably were here and were hired by Franco Bebert to come here with him. Going over the tracks and everything, you find one pair of footprints, or rather kind of massive kind of claw, almost like a claw has kind of dragged across the floor at some point, which you presume to be the dragon. So the dragon has been near the doors, was at least in dragon form. And then afterwards, you can see that the dragon marks on the floor have transformed into footprints.
Going towards or away from the portal?
Going towards the portal.
What size footprints are they? Like, do they look like they'd be sort of, yeah, like are they humanoid? Are they like a small humanoid?
Nomanoid.
They don't
Humanoid.
look halfling or gnomish, so it could be elvish, it could be human, it could be hobgoblin, it could be orc. I mean, probably
A
not orc,
medium.
but yeah. Yeah, I would say with a 14, that is... You can also tell the lock has been kind of broken open with a heavy... Either somebody punched it or somebody, yeah, like forced it open. Which seems a kind of, again, an inhuman, superior to human strength at least. Either magic or some such. I would say with a 14... I would say with the 14 as well, the portal at the end of the room, the purple portal, doesn't seem to be a natural part of the room. It seems like that has been an addition to it. Like the the architecture, the decoration seems to definitely be centered about the central glowing golden one. Yeah, that's it.
So what did you find?
Can you see? I feel like I spend hours like just staring at bits of rubble and then not doing much and staring. And then suddenly I'm staring at this point on the floor and it's like this. Fennec, ink, look, there's footprints.
I'm looking. Footprints.
Look, can you see there? It's like it's kind of like a big claw, like a dragon, and then it's gone. And there's like humanoid footprints. It's like it changed. I don't know. Did dragons...
From a dragon into a person?
Well, it looks like it. Look, if you know, it's like a continuous kind of movement. I don't.
Definitely possible.
Wow,
Do
wow,
you-
wow.
Do you think the dragon made the hole?
I was just wondering that.
Made the hole. You mean the portal?
No,
No.
the hole down into the.
Oh.
I mean, that's possible too. I guess. I don't know.
We should go look at the hole and see. I guess we could also just follow these footsteps.
Yeah, we'll need to open up the doors again. I think because I think we lock them.
I
But-
threw a giant boulder in front of them.
That's right.
Sorry.
I mean, I can move the boulder easily. Which I will do. Telekinesis.
Yeah, roll a D100 for me first. You're doing this.
Isn't there consecrated ground I can stand on?
Is it
I
within
think
range?
you're too far. Let's see what telekinesis range is.
Yeah, let's have a look-see.
If it's just a thing that you can see, then yeah.
It's 60 feet.
60 feet is I believe, just a little bit too far from... I believe it was here. Yeah, it's too far.
Okay.
Are you doing it? Like,
Yeah,
anyway?
sorry, I was looking at the visuals. They're pretty. There we go. 67.
67, you're fine. Yeah, the telekinesis goes off. You lift the boulder and kind of gently put it to one side of the room. Open up the way to the door.
I mean, I'm just going to take the boulder with us because I may as well just have it.
Yeah, for 10
if
minutes
something
you're holding
happens. Yeah,
Um,
and I can
In-
reblock the door then.
Inkblot is over by the portal still. Do you need me to come with you?
You do what you're doing. We're being highly successful.
Okay.
If we yell out in pain, then maybe come find us.
Right. Sing
I
here.
mean, you can, if you want to come, you can.
Would you like me to?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, first off, over the 3 hours that has just passed, flash backwards to see what Inkblood was. You were kind of studying the portal?
Yeah, so I would have cast Detect Magic again within the consecrated ground and gone right up to it. And spent 3 hours just like focusing on it. I'm also preparing like spells, like formulas to try and cast a dispel magic spell on this later. When they are moving the boulder, Inkblot has decided to do something stupid and is going to would have basically. I'll wait. Like up until the three, and then they've gone telekinesis. Then I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
All right.
Because that's a different thing. So
So go ahead and make an Arcana check for me, first off.
Oh, so close to being a natural 20. That's a 17.
With a 17. So over the course of 3 hours, you learn again, and I hope I'm not messing up the continuality of it, which is that it's a conjuration spell that's at work here. It is eerily kind of similar to your rope trick. Like, there's certain kind of abstract magical patterns and arcane energy here that leads you to believe that this isn't a portal to another plane per se, although it is, but it's more like somebody has made a pocket dimension. The room inside is very limited. You're not opening up into the astral plane or any of the other, larger domains. It is some sort of almost like a cell. It's very cramped. It's designed to hold this creature almost, size-wise. Beyond that, with a 17, I would say there are no signature marks of any of the universities that you could glean from this. It seems kind of rough design, but overwhelmed with power, let's say, more than finesse. What else could we say with an arcane? In terms of the kind of energy spike that's in between this portal that you saw with your, I think it was your glasses or the crystal that you had. It's almost like there are, for the lack of a better word, and you're not a cleric or a diviner, two souls trapped on either side of this thin sheet of portal that's dividing them. And both of them are just stuck there, facing each other, literally.
As in, the soul is in the dragon and in Bibbit, or the souls are like right up against the portal?
Something has pulled their life force free from them, or their souls, and they're trying to pass through the portal, both of them. That's what you get for a 17.
Whoa, so it's like a Freaky Friday type situation.
I think you are right. I think as you're holding the boulder. So I think the souls. You were right.
I'll come closer.
Okay.
Yeah. Stan, hop on the boulder.
Okay. Yeah.
I jump on the boulder and then I float it over. I'm just kind of hanging out.
That is a really great trick. I should see if I can. Well, anyway.
Wait. Boulder eye.
That's what I was going for. And then the moment passed.
Sorry, I interrupted it. I
Boulder Raya, actually, you know?
Woo!
Boulder Raya.
Boulder Rider? No.
Oh.
No, sorry. I've just heard that I set that up. No. Anyway.
Boulder ride? I liked that.
Well, like you're riding the boulder. You know what?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
You were saying? What's wrong, Mark Mateus?
I just had a blistering headache for like just a split second.
So, you're right, Fennec.
When you zoom out of yourself and you're like, this is my life.
Yeah.
You're so witty. Inkblood. Go on. Sorry.
The souls, I think, right, the souls are swapped. And the souls are trying to get back to their right bodies. Or something has made it that their souls are swapping. But this is like a window, a barrier. So there's also similarities to when we go into that pocket dimension within my book. Now, if someone was to dispel that dimension, we would all pop out. So I'm worried that if I try and dispel this, the dragon will come out. Perhaps Bebet, or whatever soul is within Bebet, created this. But something went wrong. Maybe the Mournland affected it and it's frozen them in place. Or the old ruler of this place stopped it somehow. Or Ivan. There was some sort of battle here. When you were looking at the tracks, did it look like the dragon initiated this battle, or was it the denizens of this place? There's that strange kitchen implement, or or the hands, or the feet,
The true mastermind.
or was it something else? Was it Ivan that did this?
Yeah, so I'll say that the battle seemingly with Franco Bevert's party was probably between the being that was protecting this place and Franco. So,
Okay.
yeah. And you did... he was mentioned that there's another invader. So that's probably what the being was referring to.
So that's all I have. Basically, what I'm... If I dispel this and the dragon pops out, we need to either be ready to confront the dragon in whatever form it is, or we get out, and we get out quickly.
I don't think we can fight a dragon. I mean, maybe. No.
I don't... Also, if the souls are swapping back, your friend isn't Bebet. Your friend is a dragon.
But that's highly convenient, actually. If the soul of a blue dragon is within Bebet and Bebet is in the soul of a blue dragon, is in the body of a blue dragon, then first of all, he'd be more resilient, I think, after this, the stasis is broken. Second of all, we can chat to a blue dragon about prophecies and not be worried about getting it.
So, that is the question. Do we want to risk it? Do we want to be ready to converse with a dragon? And if it all goes tits up and we are wrong and the dragon wants to kill us, to teleport out of here as quickly as possible? Or do we leave it? And maybe just pull Bebet away and try to put that soul back into Bebet and then get answers, but then we may have lost the opportunity to be able to put the soul back into the dragon.
I think we should try and save the dragon and have good faith.
So, Matthias, when I think about all of this, and thinking about this dimension, this portal, and my rope trick, do I get the sense that if I dispelled it, it will expel what's in it, or it will forever trap what is in it?
It seems more like that the creature inside will be expelled from the space.
Okay. Well, before we do that, we rest and we prepare, and you make holy water, and maybe more than one vial, maybe a few, so there are a few sections over here. We need to go, and we need to go find a place out there that we think is within range for us to teleport to. We need to have a place where we can stand easily to pull Bebet, whatever version of Bebet is there.
Yeah.
We need to be prepared to talk. We need to... She's going to look at the portal again, the labyrinth. And then back. We need to be ready for any eventuality.
I agree. I think that's the way
But
to go.
Inkblot starts to climb up onto the boulder. Whenever Fennec's ready, we can go and look at the... this is nice.
It's good, isn't it?
I can do something similar, but it's like a little plate which I can pile books and things on. But you can't write it, which is the frustrating thing. Like unless you have two of the discs and one, and like someone else makes the disc and then they sit on your disc and they you sit on their desk and they sit on your desk, and then you can. But then I think you need another wizard to be able to be moving with to make the discs move, because you can't kind of
In Shan, I think they have these like flying discs that you can stand on. Because
Oh.
did I tell you the time of when we got in this airship that was not the guy we thought was in it, and then we were being pursued by all these members of this criminal organization, the DASK. And they were on these like flying discs. Oh, it was a bad situation. Yeah, it was quite stupid.
The way you're smiling and you're gesticulating, it seems like you had a good time.
That's kind of a happy memory now, I suppose, in comparison to almost everything we've done since.
Did it all go downhill from there?
Well, you know, it was a time.
Simpler times.
Yeah. I've not thought about those discs for a while, though.
Oh, maybe we could get some. Gooseneck and Sons, like branded discs. I don't know what I was going with that, but you know,
Discs?
Discs.
You know, those in Shan they have those like flying discs that you can kind of ride. Remember when we were in I obviously know the name of it because it's in this world that I inhabit. It's not a flying car, but it's whatever it's called. That guy tricked us into getting into it, and then it was the Dask.
That's
they were,
right.
Like, chasing us through the skies. I was just reminiscing.
Sky carriage.
Really. Yes. That thing, I know what that's called. Yes.
It's been a while and there's been a lot of battles, you know.
Yeah, honestly.
We were just saying that this is what this boulder is like.
Yes. Yeah, oh my god, I could do this in Shan and charge people. You know what I could do?
Absolutely.
I could charge upper circle kids of rich families. I could be like, ride the boulder with Shan's heroes.
And as you say this, the 10 minutes ends. And the boulder boom! Lands kind of just in front of the portal, I suppose.
Yeah, we're pretty. I got you right, like maybe on the stairs.
Yeah, sure, kind of halfway down the stairs.
Like we all tumbled off it.
Oh.
Ow. Sorry, that's my fault. I
My
gas
neck.
bad for far too long.
No, I went on fun one. So.
Please, both of you, don't blame yourselves. It was my spell. I appreciate it, but...
Well, shall we go and investigate this hole?
Mm-hmm.
Then I think I need more time to study, and then when we are ready and rested, I try to close the portal. That should expel the dragon, send the souls to the correct vessels. Vessels is the wrong word, but you understand. Then be prepared to either talk to this dragon or dimension door out to an agreed location, which we can investigate now. Let's go.
Perfect.
All right, you're gonna check out the hole.
Yeah.
How long are you doing this for?
6 hours.
It's exhaustive work, for sure.
If we stay there for more than half an hour, Inkblot gets bored and or goes and studies.
All right, so you're taking a quick look around?
No?
No?
An
I
hour.
feel like
An hour.
that is fine. I
An
will
hour.
spend an hour. Yes,
All right.
an hour.
Why don't you lead
I have
into
no
the
skills.
investigation, Ink?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll help you. You point at things. We'll go over it. You know.
Yeah, so Inkblot make an advantage roll, and then somebody else make another roll who isn't helping.
Not me.
Is this an investigation?
This would be investigation.
With advantage, yeah?
Yeah, for you. Yeah.
24.
24.
12.
Yeah, Inkblood is definitely on top of things. You're still at the kind of lower level of this place, and you're not quite going up there. But looking around, you number one detect kind of very faint levels of static electricity around this place. So the kind of conclusion that you come to is that the hole itself was probably created by some sort of a lightning force that pushed through. It all happened at the same moment in time, from a single source. This is what you kind of conclude just from the symmetry of everything. You do also spot with a 24 that there was at one point or another another rope tied that led down from the very top of this to the very bottom, but is nowhere to be found at this time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Barnaby thinks he knows. How much would, like, studying in the university, does Inkblot know a lot about dragons and a lot about types of dragons?
Sure, yeah. Overall, you've read about them, yeah.
So generally, from what I understand, is that blue dragons have electrical capabilities and electrical breath. This whole area seems to be statically charged. So, dragon expels, destroys, makes this hole with its dragon breath. They are then possibly pursued by Bebet and Co. via a rope that came down here. And then the dragon comes down first, turns into a person, gets trapped in the portal. Bebet and Co. come down the rope later, come into it. Bebet makes eyes with the dragon, goes, "Oh, you're who I'm meant to be," and then freeze. Then they are attacked by the old inhabitants of this place, and they are wiped out. Bebet is the only one standing. What I don't understand is why they have left him. What was protecting him? Unless Bebet was in...
Right, yeah. None of the creatures tried to attack Beb. They just left him there.
Or they destroyed everything like we did. Maybe except for the ruler of this place. Or Bebet had some way to shield himself from it. And he was the last man standing. While I'm standing here,
Mm-hmm.
can I get a sense of space? Like, basically, mechanically, I want to find a ledge that is 500 feet, or roughly 500 feet from the consecrated ground in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how far, like, is it 5 levels up? Is it 10 levels up? Is it the top of it? Like, where do I think I can reasonably go with that spell?
What spell are you?
Dimension Door. So it'd be
Dimension
500.
Door.
Yeah, where can I think I can get 500 feet from the consecrated ground?
So, I think because of the angles of everything that you need to see, it's not very high up. You probably like 1/3 of the kind of the length of the entirety you could get up to. God, the fucking DMing. It's such a weird... I'm just thinking about this. Like, what a question. And then, like...
I know.
Like, what?
So...
I'm sorry.
I want to...
That's a good question.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to turn into a giant owl and fly on the consecrated ground, could I work it out?
As in, wait, what are you trying to... Where do you fly?
Determine, like, how far 500 feet is. Like, could I go, like, okay, that... Basically, could I get to where I think that 500 feet... Or, like, even if it's, like, 400 feet for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I go, say, 5 levels up.
Right.
when you say a third, like, do I know? Have I locked in and go? That should be safe enough. I should be able to get from that location to.
Yes.
I do have that locked in my brain.
Yes.
Okay. Having that locked in my brain, when I polymorph, do I still retain that information?
It depends on the intelligence of the beast.
I was a giant owl. Do I think giant owls are the cleverest?
Do they have wisdom?
They've got an intelligence of 8, so they're not stupid.
Yeah, I think intelligence of 8
They're
is...
one less than me.
So
Put it in perspective.
yeah, if we say that a commoner in this world is 10 across everything, so they're
So I could remember as Inkblot. I could remember that.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
say so.
I grab Fennec's hand.
Okay.
Come with me. I need to show you something. This is our exit plan. And
Okay.
I pull Fennec back to the consecrated ground. We're going on a little trip, and I have my hand around her, like my arm around her, and I'm going to polymorph into a giant eagle.
I'm a man.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I put my hand around Fennec. I put my hand around him, and I turn into a giant eagle. I'm going to pull him up, and I'm going to fly us up to that ledge. And I'm going to...
But why?
Yeah, I've not explained anything, have I? I'm going to put him down. I'm just going to like peck at the ground. I'm going to scratch and claw and make marks everywhere. And then
Okay,
I'm going to
but okay. Oh no!
and I'm going to fly
no.
down, and I'm going to go back to the consecrated ground. I'm going to puff back and I go, okay, yes.
What?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I got very excited, and I just so that is that place that we were just in there. You remember what it looked like? So when I put my claws, you need to visualize that place. If we need an exit, if we need to dimension door, that is where we're going.
Okay.
So we end up in the same place.
Great.
With me, you, with Raya, with Bebet, if things go wrong.
All right. You couldn't have just pointed?
Well, I kind of wanted to see it for myself, just because it is so far out of range, and in the moment, if it's stressful, it would make sure that it is solidified and not hate for you to dimension door into the middle and then fall 100 feet.
Let me rephrase my question. You couldn't have used your words?
I could have, and I apologize. I'm so sorry.
I do a little, like, mock huff and I walk away.
I really am.
The energy is not bad. Do you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ingrid's going to sit down on the ground, on the consecrated ground, and just study.
I'll come
Okay.
and sit next to you with some vials of water. Start doing my praying over the water.
Well, I better keep investigating if both of you are just going to phone it in.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to fold this into kind of going into a long rest, or do you want to keep being awake? I would say there's been enough time now that you could go and rest if you'd like.
Well, Rye's going to make 3 bottles of holy water, right? So I'm going to spend 3 hours investigating.
Okay. What are you investigating?
It's a really good question, Mark Mateus.
And it's just, you're going to phone it in. And it just stands there.
Because, I mean, the ground's been done. And up's been done as well. I feel like, do you know in like Sherlock Holmes how he just starts visualizing stuff that's happened? I'm gonna try and understand like that moment between Bebet and the dragon and get a sense of what's going on, and think like of the journey for them to have come here, and look for any clues of like, was the dragon being aggressive by the way the floor is scuffed? And this is all just coming out. I'm just like, oh, that's something cool. All right. Yeah, like like little details, like the state of Bebbard's clothes. Does he look like he was involved in an altercation? Yeah, I'm just gonna do the work that I was put on this planet to do.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check as you go.
Okay.
Kind of, try to get extra details, try to make the timeline make sense, just doing detective stuff. For three hours.
Right. Yes. Detective stuff, but also I'm going to use saving face because why not? So let's add 3 to that.
All right, 16.
Yeah.
With a 16, the timeline to you that makes sense is the following. The number 1, there were, a long time ago, there were people working and living here. In Sire clothing, when Sire was still a thing. At some point in recent-ish, a year, 2 years, 5 years, in that time frame, some creature, perhaps this dragon, opened up a path, or basically penetrated this complex and opened a way in, and was stuck here. More time passes, and in the very recent, kind of in the span of months, an adventuring party consisting of Bebbert and a few others entered the complex and followed this passageway that was already here, basically made for the dragon, or by the dragon, and then something attacked them, perhaps the AI, perhaps some other creature or denizen of this place, and destroyed them. Looking at Franco himself, he seems completely, looking at his like gear and everything, he seems completely unharmed.
Like, who's Franco?
Franco Bebbert, Mr.
Yeah.
Looking at him, his gear, his clothing, everything, he seems completely unharmed. So somehow he's remained the same. That's it.
In terms of like, I'm in my head and I'm like, wow, you're a genius. You've been not flexing these muscles for too long, Fennec. The world's disservice. So, when do I think that the morning happened in all of this? Before or after the dragon tunneled down? Or, I mean,
Before.
It's all supposition. Okay. It's before. Weird.
Wait, the dragon came down before the morning?
No, the morning happened before the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what were you looking for, dragon? And I'm going to talk at it a bit. I'm going to be like, I think you can hear me. And I think we're going to end up finding you a way to stop being so trapped. But what do you want? What do you want from my friend? I hope we can speak soon.
Okay, yeah.
Roleplay over.
You ponder the mysteries of the universe for a moment there at the end. During this time, Raya, you're making 3 vials.
Yeah.
Which I remember mechanically. What was that? It was just the.
Do I have to roll for making the? I think I just have to roll religion when I'm actually trying to consecrate the ground, but not to make the water because I'm casting.
Yeah.
I'm just casting a spell.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, that goes easily enough. You managed to get 3 vials of holy water. Inkblot. What's up?
I read my book.
Yeah, you're.
And I sleep.
Sure, you're preparing your spells, making sure that you've got all the proper ones.
I summon my shadow spawn at one point, and this black oozy tentacle mess just sort of sits head on lap, and I just sort of stroke it.
All right. So, are you taking watches during this long rest?
maybe just before the long rest.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is a good idea, Fennec, or well, everyone.
Oh,
We'll chat.
scrying?
That was what I was going
Scrying.
to suggest. On Ivan was going to be my suggestion, but I don't know if there was someone else. What are you thinking?
What have I done today?
We looked at this room a lot.
Wait, no, I meant magically.
Since you've long rested, you've only cast. Telekinesis.
and find familiar. But is find familiar? No, it still uses a spell, doesn't it?
I think it does. If my
Unless,
memory's
don't you have a?
correct.
Oh,
Let's see. I think it was that your feature gave you access to having that
To it.
spell.
Yeah.
I don't, well, it says you can cast it as a ritual, though, so
Oh, which I did.
would that still use your spell slot? I'm like, that wasn't the case in 4E. But casting something as a ritual, that doesn't use your spell slot.
I think
does
I only have one spell left.
Okay.
And then we can look into this.
I think it
It's more
depends on the
exciting
class.
story-wise.
Hmm.
It's a choice.
Hmm.
So yeah, I can scry for you, Raya. Scryer.
That would work better if I was able to scry myself, wouldn't it? But
That's
Scrying
true.
Raya.
Raya
Scry
and
for
Scryer.
Raya the Scryer.
Raya the Scryer. Raya and Scryer.
Raya the
Don't-
liar Scryer.
Yeah.
No. Raya plays her lyre to Scryer.
Do you play an instrument, Raya?
I'll give it a go.
I mean, I know Stan was not so good at it, but maybe you are.
I don't think when I was resurrected, I did learn a language, and that was quite cool. But otherwise, I don't think there's been,
You learnt a language?
Oh yeah, I know. I can speak Halfling now.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I never
Oh.
learnt it, but I don't know. I just know. I know it now.
I didn't realize you could speak you knew other languages.
Oh, I know loads of languages. Do you speak Orc?
I don't.
Because I'm really trying to improve, but there's not been much opportunity recently. But,
You should speak Goblin. It's such a beautiful language. And I
Yeah,
know how to
that's
speak
it.
Goblin. We could speak Goblin together.
Well, maybe when this is all done, we could go to that beet farm and we could teach each other languages.
yeah.
So I don't actually own a beet farm, so we will have to procure a beet farm before we
think
go to the beet farm.
If we defeat Ivan and we will prove ourselves, Babbitt's on our side again, we will come into I don't know.
That sounds great.
Yes.
Okay.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Scrying though? Is that
Oh,
what we
yes.
We really went off.
Oh,
on
we're
that
such
one.
idiots.
I get out my crystal ball.
Alright.
Begin the archetypal swirling.
Okay.
The mists are very strong in this room. I almost instantly tip and fill with mist and smoke in my eyes. They go back into my head. I have the sensation of falling forward into the ball. Ella told me I wasn't very good at describing spells the other day, so I've decided to up the game.
I didn't. That is absolutely not what I said. What I said was, I'm not very good at this, and that Barnaby is particularly good at it. And then Ariella took that as a slight on them, which it wasn't. They are also very good at it. But just to be clear,
Room for improvement, apparently.
this is a point of improvement for myself, not for you.
I love
Look.
all of it.
Okay.
Anyway, as I was saying, I'm falling into the misty depths of the swirling ball and, becoming immaterial in the process, and I cast my mind out into the universe looking for Ivan, remembering the way his words made me feel when he was just a journal.
Okay.
Oh.
And
Better, Ella?
B+, you know.
There's always room for improvement with Ella. You never get a 10 out of 10. I think it was a wisdom saving throw, was it? For the one.
Oh,
who's
sorry.
being
I'll
targeted?
actually cast the spell rather than just talk about it.
If I remember correctly. It's my D&D bona fides on the table right now, and I might be wrong.
Cast.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Oh, you're making holy water. If we have a font filled with holy water, I could do that. Interesting.
And all right, so as you sink into the crystal ball, sink into your own spell, walking through it, there is a silhouette that forms that slowly becomes a resemblance of Ivan, and soon enough you see Ivan in front of you. He seems a little bit worn, a little bit tired, but he apparently is addressing a crowd. You don't really, it's a small kind of range of perception that you have as you scry on somebody, so you don't get a full sense of who is in the room or what is exactly happening. But you hear Ivan as he kind of slowly gets up from his chair and walks to the middle of the stage that he's on. And he turns towards everybody and he says, I think there are two ways to see the world. You can wake up in the morning and realize that you are going to die, that this is real, and that the world itself is against you, and against you with many weapons. Poverty, corruption, greed, kings and queens and generals. And not only that you are going to die, but that everyone will. Brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, and that we lie to each other and we hurt each other. But there is another side to this, another way that I am offering to you. You were made, created, you were born, and so was everyone. What a miracle we are, and why did it happen? Both of these outlooks are true. But I would posit that for us to move forward, we must remake these choices, strive to be better than what has been thrown down to us from on up high. I do not care which outlook you believe in, but I do want the choices presented to you to be the best ones that they can be, for them to be decided by us. Today has been a victory to us, but the fight continues, and we all know what we're fighting for. We all know what will happen if we fail, and yet we are so close to succeeding. Now is the time for action, for you to prove that you are with us, with your brothers and sisters. And at this point, he turns towards you, Fennec, as if seeing you, to the left of the stage, clearly needling you out. And remember, the way is always open to you. And in the raucous applause and cheering that comes, your scrying ends, and you are cast back into the moorland. We'll take a quick break. Quick break.
How long? How long's the break?
I We'll see. And we're back from the break. So, yeah, you scry on Ivan.
Oh yeah.
You see the speech that he has just given. Seemingly, he knew that you were watching, which is possible. You would know the sync plot. I mean, even with your crystal that you have, it is likely that scrying would be detectable. It is not a completely invisible thing. But yeah, as you, Fennec, awaken from your vision, what do you do?
I cough a bit. Bit of mist comes out. Ugh. Gross.
Gross.
So, you know, our mate, Ivan, forgot his name for a second, but came back to me. He's out there cult recruiting, so just radicalizing the masses,
Wait.
getting them to their potential as obsequious followers who believe they're following a higher path.
He's not in the Monland.
No, I think he's in the Mournland. There was cheering though, so he's maybe near the Mournland. He was talking about the Mournland.
Was he talking to? He's recruiting. He's talking to people.
He's talking to people. Did it seem like he was in the Mournland?
Make a perception check.
Can Ori make a perception check?
No.
So close.
Yeah, it nearly worked.
With a 6, I would say that the one thing that you recognize was the lack of mist. So he was probably outside the effects of the moorland.
He wasn't in the Mournland. I know that
Oh.
for sure. There was no mist. And we know what distinguishes the Mournland.
Mist.
Mist. Also, does this mist have water in it?
What are you gonna try and do?
No, it's just like typical mist is made of water vapor. Kids.
It's true.
So I'm
We are an
wondering.
educational channel.
Our aim is always to entertain and educate.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know, I like a bit of shape water. So is that something I can influence?
Are you gonna try?
Yes.
So oddly enough, as you feel like there's a kind of a humidity around you in the mist, but oddly enough, the spell doesn't quite, like, you can't quite get like a hold on it in terms of like creating like a cube of water in your hands or anything from the mist. It seems to be some sort of a magical mist.
You know, we haven't talked about this before, but I think the Mournland has a magical mist.
We haven't talked about it. No.
I think this mist might be magical.
I think you might be correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Good discovery.
High five.
High five. So, Ivan is recruiting followers. Like, do you think these are new followers? Do you think these are old followers? Is this a rally? Where is he?
Yeah, good question. I cast my mind back into the memory.
Mm-hmm.
Was it inspiring current members, or it seemed to me like he was recruiting new ones?
The thing that comes to mind is like a political victory speech almost. Like some sort of, a rally because of a victory.
Okay. He seemed to be very happy, like things were going well for him, and he was, rallying his followers. So, not good for us.
No.
I wonder what he's done.
And at the end, oh, sorry.
No, I just wonder what he's done, what that victory is. Nothing good.
Yeah.
There are potentially still, as these portals are still open. There's that one under the water. Perhaps maybe we could try to close it. Would that make a difference? Would that reverse his victory? Or do we just go straight to him, get the key wand, and...
I think maybe we have crossed that bridge when we come to it, but we've got to not be killed by a dragon first.
What is good to know is that he's not here. That if we do face him, that it won't be in the Moonland.
He might come back.
He knew I was watching. He singled me out.
What did he say to you?
Oh, you know, typical Ivan, tried to recruit you to the way type of energy. Or he was threatening me. Either way.
Do you think they have a headquarters, a location that we could... And then I stop and I go, what? Could he be listening to us? No.
You're the one with true sight.
I'll touch my brooch. I'll look around.
Make a perception check.
Gotcha.
I've forgotten how to do that. Hold on. Oh, there it is. How do you D&D? 11.
Looking around, there's just the mist.
I don't think so, but we should be careful.
Maybe we just have to assume that he is always possibly listening.
Yeah.
Might get some sleep, you know.
Me too. No, I'm just glad that he's not here. But if we do have to face him, it's away from here.
I think that would be good.
Okay. I'm going to sleep.
I'm going to sleep as well.
Oh, who's going to watch first?
I guess I'll take the first watch then.
All right. Raya, go ahead and make a perception check.
Absolutely.
Oh, can I have told everyone about my timeline to do with Babbitt and the dragon as well?
Yeah, that's fine. With a 19, the hours pass as you camp next to the odd kind of buzzing of all these portals. Two of them, really, not all of them. It's a bit much. Two of these portals. Nothing disturbs your sleep. Nothing disturbs your watch. Who will? Yeah.
No, I'm not. Great.
Who will take? Yeah, there you go. Fennec relieves your watch. Go ahead and make a perception check, Fennec.
So Ori will do the watch with me. Can Ori help me or do the roll or something? Or, you know, what's the deal?
Sure, yeah. Ori can kind of fly around a little bit and keep an eye on things. You can either the both of you or one of you makes it with advantage.
With advantage. Haha, it shall be Ori.
All right. Kind of look through Ori's eyes, inspecting all the places that Inkblot has kind of the vents and everything that Inkblot has blocked.
So I don't actually have Ori up in the... Oh, it's in the summons. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, it's not. Ori's not there.
You can just come here and use this.
Oh, Ori's on the map. Wow.
And it is, it should be under, like, if you go to your player character and then there's another folder that's titled ASE Summons, and Ori will be there.
Yeah, I was there. It's only shadow spirits of every level.
Oh, there you go. How about now?
Yeah, now. Thank
Yeah.
you. Hello, Ori. As cute as ever. Okay. So cute. Perception. +3. Okay.
There's some lag as Ori communicates back to you, but 29.
No. It was 22.
22. So with the 22, Ori kind of glides like a silent kind of owl flapping, I presume, like just a cool, awesome kind of flight. Keeps an eye on everything. Nothing seems to be disturbing you. And your watch goes by easily enough as well.
And I can watch through Ori's eyes
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm.
It's cool up here, Ori, isn't it? Which is dragon for yes.
Inkblot.
Once they're both definitely asleep,
Mhm.
she's going to get up and she's going to walk towards the labyrinth. And like, there's a moment where she like reaches out and she's nearly going to touch it. He's not in the moonlight. We will go soon. We will leave everything as it was. I'll just walk around the back side of the labyrinth and then up around the balcony and just wander and look.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Lost in thought.
Yeah, with a 5, yeah, as you said, lost in thought as you walk around, pondering the mysteries of this place.
So like look back to the labyrinth every now and again, just like thinking like what was in there and what would have happened if she had gone in, and maybe one day she would come back and go in, or
Mm-hmm. With that, I will say that the long rest is completed successfully. Nothing attacks you, nothing disturbs you. And as you all awaken and eat your rations or drink your portable thermos coffee. Oh,
this may be frivolous, but for morale, and I'm going to cast creation, and I'm going to make us big bowls of like steaming porridge with lots of like fruit and berries, and there's going to be like a big bowl of fruit and sort of pastries and lots of little bits in like sort of just appears. I mean, it takes me a minute. After a minute, it appears.
Go ahead and make a D100 roll. Or are you doing this on?
Oh no, I'm doing it in the consecrated ground.
Okay. Yeah, sure. It all
Close,
works.
DM, close.
Yeah.
As you pull all of this from Shadow, you have a feast in front of you suddenly.
And sort of like bowls of steaming porridge with piles of like chopped up fruit and like, you know, Instagram worthy bowls of porridge. And then there's also like a bowl of fruit and chocolatey pastries.
And much like Instagram, created from shadows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so meta.
Oh, Ink, it actually tastes nice. How do you make food and it tastes nice? I didn't know that was a thing that magic could do.
This is the same magic that I used to create those tools to try and carve the sigil for Fennec, but it's very powerful magic, and hopefully I won't regret this later, but I just wanted to share a meal with you all, which wasn't a dry piece of meat or whatever it is we've been eating. Don't eat too much, though, you'll get bloated.
I feel like Raya's already like just constantly shoveling as she's chewing. The spoon's going back in, you know.
I'm picking everything up and kind of looking at it and being like, which of these has the highest protein content, do we think?
Like looking over, like, this one?
Cool,
I mean, they're all
nice.
from the realm of shadows and other places, so maybe protein is different.
That hurts my head first thing in the morning. I'm just going to start eating some porridge.
If it's the morning at all.
Whenever anyone says, what?
What?
But
I
it is
thought
the
it was a
morning.
morning, but yeah.
First light.
I getcha.
I don't know why I did that.
This is delicious. Thanks, Inkbot. You're a really good cook.
So good.
Oh, I can't cook. I wish I had this when I was studying. I survived on awful gruel and soups and just bread. Very starchy.
Not good for the muscles.
No, but there wasn't a lot of mussels at the university. There was a gymnasium, but it very rarely was used. Half of the some scholars who were maybe had too little much to drinks animated it all once and made all the pieces of equipment fight each other. That was quite entertaining.
What one?
It was what's that one where Fennec, you'll know, where you sit on the bench and you have to grab the things behind you and you have to try and clap your hands together in front of you.
Yes. Weight slinging.
Right. Well, the weight slinger managed to jam the there's like a revolving track which you can run on. It managed to clamp it in one and crush the mechanism within it, and yes, it was never replaced.
I've seen that in my time. Yeah, it's a hazard.
Animated gym equipment. I don't know if this is a laugh because of course I have, or because you're teasing me.
I was thinking about the animated stove.
Maybe it came from the university.
Maybe.
It traveled all the way. Maybe the Moonland is where all animated objects are drawn to.
Maybe the master at the university is secretly an animated stove. And he was here after your book.
He's very hot-headed.
I'm very hot-headed.
Are
Whoa.
you stove? I think at this point we may be putting off what we're about to do.
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, scrape the bowl clean.
Yeah. Right. Shall we consecrate some ground around Bebet or the dragon?
I think that sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
Okay. And then I will attempt to dispel the portal, and then you will need to be ready to resurrect Bebet if we need to. And we also need to be ready to run or to teleport to that location. I think that's everything.
How hard would it be useful if... No. I'm wondering, it might be just a waste of too many spells, I don't know. Would it be useful if I could get to the location we're planning to teleport to and consecrate the ground there before we teleported there? Just
Yes.
in case, so that
I could take you there.
if we think that's a good use of our resources,
Wait.
it would be more water. And...
Yes, I can take
Okay.
you there. Yes, I did prefer it. I can take you there. Okay. Fennec, do you want to come?
No.
Okay. Well, there are a few clementines and some cherries here, so help yourself.
Thank you.
Giant owl.
All right.
Whoo!
Jump on.
So you're flying through the.
Oh, so she gets to ride you. Okay. Instead of getting picked up in your talons.
The
Have a
head
chair.
goes 180 and looks back at you and goes, "Ooh."
Okay.
While you're flying away.
I'll fly up to the location and I'll drop Raya there and I'll just sit and.
So as you fly through the doors, you fly onto one of the levels there. There's a kind of a strange addition to this hold at this point. You see what appears to be a kind of a thin waterfall of kind of a red, gooey, bloodied flesh that is almost slowly slinking down the length of the entire hole and pooling at the bottom.
I'll ask, Ink, could you just drop me on the floor for a second? Near the pool of blood?
Fly down and land next to it.
I like to get off and kind of just have a look at the blood, look at the...
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, it seems, very slowly kind of expanding as more and more of this thing is coming down the hole. And you can see it's kind of a fleshy substance. And you can hear it kind of squishing and as a kind of these rubbery sounds as it's slowly like forming. And you can see more fleshier chunks coming down the waterfall. It's like somebody has taken, like some sort of an corpse or organ or just flesh and they just smooth it out for miles and miles as it's coming down the length of the hole.
If I poke it with my foot.
Yeah, you poke it. It seems to kind of almost pull apart a little bit, exposing the floor again.
Does it look like... Can I work out if is this anything I'm familiar with? Do I know what this is? Does it look like it's a creature? Do I have any idea?
Either make a nature check for that or a perception if you're kind of trying to look at it. It depends on what's the aim.
I might just go for perception. Just
go ahead and make a perception.
See. Yeah, something that's
With an 8, nothing about this seems familiar to you.
Can Owl Inkblot flap her wings and start flying up the hole? And as I fly, sort of just looking to see if I can find where it's coming from.
Yeah, so flying up, you see at the very top of so you're going straight to the very top, which you haven't actually been there before.
Right.
And you fly up and you can see that the hole itself is kind of maybe 20-30 feet away from this large underground river, and beyond that is the complex, or kind of this is the kind of a cavern, and then the cave continues into hallways and such. But on top of the edge of this hole, you see a kind of large pile of gooey red flesh as it's kind of slurping along the ground and slowly lowering itself down the hole. You can see the meat of this thing kind of climbing upon itself, squishing as it's kind of forming this hungry looking ball of flesh.
I don't get too close to it.
Make a perception
Does it
check
look-
for me.
Okay. As a giant owl, I get advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. So this is a D20 plus 5.
Ooh,
Natural 1, or hold on, I get advantage on this.
Okay.
So it's a 16.
16. So with a 16, you notice kind of seared in white onto a side of this gooey kind of massive cannonball of flesh. You see the letters and numbers that form out CR4-DL. But yeah, what are you looking for something specifically?
So this is where the underground river was. This is coming from that location. So this isn't coming from like the top of the hole.
So no, it is coming from the top of the hole. The hole opens into a cavern that is kind of halved by this underground river, and beyond that is the complex, which you presume to be the kind of probably the first level of the complex. So this creature probably has crossed the river.
Okay. And the river's in the underground cavern. Can I see the sky? Can I see out of here? Or so this goes to a cat? Okay. So this doesn't go straight out.
No.
Okay. I will... Does it look like it's moving quickly? Like how is it moving?
Currently it's very slow. Like it's difficult to even see that it's slowly diminishing, but as you float there for a minute, you can definitely see that it's slowly kind of lowering itself down.
Okay. I'll fly back down.
While ink was up, I probably would have gone. I'll have gone back to the door,
Mhm.
sort of call into Fennec. Fennec, there appears to be a kind of molten flesh. One single object, creature, thing slowly pouring into the hole.
Is this a riddle?
No, it's. I mean, come and.
Oh, go over there.
Yeah, no. It's probably best if you just see for yourself.
Okay. All right. Oh, are you okay? All right. I'm coming.
I'm like at the door. Cool it. And then, yeah.
Off I go.
Sure. Yeah, you walk up. If you reach the doors, you can see the image of this kind of fleshy waterfall that's slowly forming into this pool.
I cast shape water on it.
It has no effect.
Is it water?
Well, not the amount where I could influence it. I don't often get the chance to cast shape water on blood-like substances, so I don't know if it generally really wouldn't work. But so did something die? Is that why this is dripping?
I don't know. When you kind of try and touch it, it kind of reacts. I mean, not really, it's quite slow.
Can I ask? Am I just allowed to cast cantrips at will now?
No, you would still have to roll.
Okay.
You have a lower percentage
Okay.
in terms of the.
So I go over and poke at the blood.
Okay, so you kind of put your finger in, poke the flesh thing.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, you kind of tap against it. It definitely seems to, as your finger approaches, it kind of reacts to it, and you can see the floor underneath. Quite quickly, it moves away from your touch.
Okay, problem solved. We just touch it until it goes away.
Okay. Yeah, works for me.
Come on, Raya.
Oh, I see. Oh, I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Two pairs of hands make light work or something.
The problem is when you move and poke somewhere else, it goes somewhere.
Fly down.
That's why if there's
really
two of us, we can corral it. No. You start on that side. You on that side there.
So I would say,
Okay.
Inkblot, as an owl, as you start going, floating down again, and as they're doing this below, you can see there's this kind of a shudder that starts at the top of this fleshy bowl, and slowly the waterfall itself just kind of shudders down, and everything starts to almost awaken the slow wave.
I fly down and like 5 feet from the ground, you'll just snap and just drop the final couple of feet, and I'll go, stop what you're doing. You might be waking it up, or there's a big ball of all of this. It's like it's trying to get down here from up in the cavern, up top.
Why do you think it's trying to get down here?
To eat us, because it's very hungry, because it's been trapped in the cavern, hasn't had flesh in a very long time. I think we need to do what we're going to do very quickly.
Raya, as you
get out of here,
listen, you kind of see that the pool itself is now kind of shuddering and rippling, and one of the kind of what used to be a flat kind of surface now forms into a kind of a smaller bowl and launches itself forward towards you.
Okay, I'll try and get my shield up.
All right, you try and shield yourself. That would be I did it twice. That's all right. Let's see this one. That's a 12 to hit. So yeah, you put your shield up. It hits against the shield itself.
I think it might be a bit late for that. Shall we run in?
Yes, get in. Close the doors.
Yeah.
Oh, we are at time pressure.
I think we just do
Try
it, right?
and close the doors. We just do it. Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, you close the doors.
Close the big doors.
How bad can it be, you know? We've already kind of won this place.
Please
Just a
don't
big
say
ball
that.
of flesh. I got a fireball wand, you know?
Oh God. Okay. Let's do this quickly.
Okay.
And hope for the best.
This is a really good wand.
Yes. She's gonna walk over, already pulling out her spell book, getting ready, and is gonna go walk up to Bebet in the portal.
I'm gonna walk up right behind Bebet, and pull out a vial of holy water and try and consecrate the square foot sort of directly behind Beb, basically, so that he could literally be pulled back into it.
Go ahead and make a religion check with advantage. Yep. With an 11, you try, you kind of use the holy water. Everything should work, but this time your prayers go unanswered. The mist doesn't part.
Sorry, the flesh creatures really, it's a very vivid image, and I'm struggling to make that connection.
How long does it take you to do to consecrate the ground?
I mean, when we're in combat, I do it in 6 seconds. So.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
Kind of. I probably take it. I'm taking my time a bit. But
yeah.
not very
This
much.
time it doesn't work for some reason.
I can try again.
To be able to dispel this portal, I need to be. Actually, I don't need to be right next. If you can pull Bebbit back quick enough, we can do it from the other consecrated ground. I should be able to dispel it from there.
I'd rather have it nearer. I mean, we'll have to carry Beb down the stair. It's not the end of the world, is it? But it's a way to carry him.
Are you able to try again?
Yeah. Yeah, I can try.
The doors are closed.
Zen.
There is nothing out there.
Happy thoughts.
Porridge.
Happy thoughts. Porridge.
Colourful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to think really hard about the nice breakfast we had this morning and how lovely it was, to make that for us. And that feeling of camaraderie and hope and closeness and intimacy in this terrifying space.
Go ahead and make a religion check.
Using my holy water?
Oh yeah, sorry, with advantage because you're using your
Okay.
your spell slot as well for this, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24.
The
It was a
Holy
really
Promise
good
had
breakfast.
graced us.
This time you managed to
The
complete
entire
the
room
ritual.
now.
What? So yeah, where do you want this 10-foot thing?
I think, unless I've been told otherwise, it would be. So probably not around where Beb is now. So probably just. So like far. Yeah. So I think there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I would go.
Sure. The mist dissipates in that single area.
Yes?
Step
Everybody
one
ready?
achieved.
Okay.
As will ever be.
Okay. I'll open my spell book and I'll put my hands on the page and in my arm I'll put the hand and kind of pull tendrils of sort of black fiery energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put my hand out and my hand will sort of glow and I'll send a singular beam from my hand towards the portal and I'll cast Dispel Magic at 6th level.
6th level. Okay. So, you cast the spell in the confines of the hallowed ground, basically, that you're, or blessed ground that you're in. The spell goes off, and it does seem to go through the mist, and as it hits the portal, you see this rippling kind of purple shimmer, and for a moment, everything on the surface becomes covered in this purple hue. And then nothing happens for a moment. And then a second later, you see the dragon inside kind of suddenly becoming two-dimensional almost. And then this burst of color appears.
Everybody back, back.
I grab Beb, I reckon, on the face. I'll grab it around his waist and then pull him back.
Yeah, and as you grab Beb, you can sense that he is starting to shake uncontrollably. You can sense almost like he is taking his first breath in a long time. And in front of you, you hear the heavy footsteps and growl as this massive blue dragon emerges from the portal, expelled. You can see kind of the small kind of ruby eyes as it blinks suddenly, looks around the room, and then focuses on all of you. Its big kind of horned, scaled head snakes forward in front of you as well. And then you see it shrink down into a small figure in front of you. A duplicate of Beb, in fact. And as he takes his breath, looking at the four of you, he says, well, my name is Lamaruntos, but you can keep calling me Beb if you so wish. I am a dragon. I'm glad you figured this part out. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Ah!
So cute.